Hello friends, my name is Melissa and on today's video I'll show you how I plan my week using a data-centered planner like this one in Notion. So if you're looking for a new planning system or you just want to improve the one you already have, then this is the video for you. In the past, I will just have a notebook where I would write down everything that I needed to do and then cross out when I was done. It was a very simple system, but it was lacking focus, time frames, and it wasn't as intentional as I wanted to be. And that was working fine until a certain point, but I had so much on my plate that my to-do list was all over the place. So I realized that I needed to set clear goals. A couple of weeks ago, I came across a video on TikTok about a girl explaining how this organizing or planning system that she was using has changed her whole life. And basically, she has been able to manifest everything in her life. So I was curious and I went to the comments. And what she was explaining was actually based on a book called The 12-Week Year. What I'm gonna explain now, it's basically my version between her tips and the 12-week system. So the point of the 12-week year system is to achieve more in 12 weeks that you will usually do in 12 months. 12 weeks, it's around 3 months, so like a quarter. So I decided to take each quarter as a single year. So first quarter is year 1, the second quarter is year 2, and so on and so forth. All right, so I'm gonna show you now my Notion so you can actually see what I did, like the whole template. And I'm just gonna explain step by step what I did. All right, let's take a look at the first page, which is just an overview. I added an inspirational quote at the beginning, an index so I have easy access to each section, a countdown, a photo that represents productivity, a calendar, and a clock. I also added a section for the main goals of the year, so you constantly see what you want to manifest. I also added some positive affirmations because we all have rough days and we need something that can make us feel a little better. Okay, so the first step is to create another page and write down all your intentions and everything that you want to manifest in a year. Remember that these goals need to be clear and specific. If you want to make more money, don't write just that. Instead, type, I want to make X amount of money or more, because we have to leave the door open for more blessings. Once you write down all your goals, analyze each of them and see which ones are short or long term. That way you can know in which year or quarter you will add that specific goal. For example, if you want to read 50 books this year, that sounds like a long-term goal that you can divide into smaller tasks. So your goal for each quarter will be to read around 12 books or so. When you have that ready, it's time to move on to the second part, which is to create a new page with everything you will do on your first year. As you can see, the first thing I have is a table of contents. I also added the dates of the first 12 weeks because time flies and I lose focus of things very easily. Anyway, here I added a list with all the things that I want to achieve my first year. But in general, you don't want to put more than 5 goals or it can get very overwhelming. And the last thing you want is to burn out. That's also the reason why I made sure to schedule time off or breaks on my planner. Breaks are good. We're not productivity machines. Next, we have the strategy section, which is the most important one. Here is where you will have to figure out what you need to do in 12 weeks to help you get there. For example, if I want to start working out 4 to 5 days a week, then here is where I write all those habits and tasks that will help me achieve that. Try to be as detailed as possible so you know exactly what you need to do to achieve that. Ask yourself, what do I need to do to accomplish that? If you want to work out in the morning, then what time? Does that mean that you will have to go to bed earlier? Are you getting a gym membership or working out at home? All that information will help you get there. This is really the key to make the whole 12-week year work. I also think this is a great system for those who procrastinate a lot because you always know what to do. Also, as a recommendation, if you tend to procrastinate, try to add simple tasks that you can easily get done. One of the reasons why we procrastinate is because we feel a certain task is too overwhelming. I will link in the description box a couple of articles I wrote about procrastination that might be helpful. Once you have that done, it's time to map out the next 3 months of your life with the weekly tasks table. Here is where you are going to add all the different tasks you write down in the strategy section. As you can see, I divided the table into weeks.
so you can decide when you're going to do them. From here is where I take everything to add it to my planner. I also added a timeline to visualize which week I'm in. Obviously, since this is just an example, week 1 already passed, so it's not showing how it should be. It's actually week 8, as you can see. Finally, I added a sort of a journal with a pre and post checking for the quarter, where you basically write down all your feelings in different categories. Now, the fun part is to add all these things into my day designer planner.
I prefer physical planners over digital ones because I love that you can cross out a task once you finish. That's the most satisfying thing in the world. And I know you can do that on an iPad too, but it's just not the same feeling as doing it on paper, if you know what I mean. I also use my Google Calendar when there's an appointment, a flight, things that are very far in advance and I need to be aware of it. So now I'm going to show you how I integrate both systems into my weekly workflow to create a very functional planning routine. The thing I love the most about the Day Designer is the different sections that it has. I use the schedule part for everything that has a time frame. When I want to wake up, when I want to start dinner, appointments. I also do time blocking depending on the project that I'm working on or when I schedule breaks. And we have the to-do section where I basically write down everything that I want to get done. I also add taking my supplements as a task because I always forget if I did it or not. Finally, we have the note section where I add a little water intake tracker, some stickers with inspirational quotes, or anything that I have in mind that I might need to remember later. It's a very straightforward system that takes some time to set up, but honestly, it makes my life so much easier. I'm started a new business this year and it could be very overwhelming, but this is helping a lot, especially because I create to-do lists in my head all the time. So now I have a place where to put them. Also, this is a message to you. Make sure to also give yourself some time to just be yourself and be as spontaneous. Life is not unscheduled. And we don't have to plan everything. Sometimes things don't work as we plan them. And instead of feeling upset, let's just take that time to relax, regroup, and take a break or do anything that you need to relax. And then try again. I have been doing this system for 2 months now. And so far it's working well. I will definitely update you later to give you my thoughts. I hope that everything that I show you in this video was helpful and that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!